Hi, this is Coralla at CorallaFicklin.com. Welcome Network.com. Welcome is spelled WYLCOME.com. Welcome.com. If you want to download anything, any of the study cards, any of the study guides, any of the other study aids that we have, including MP3s, including this same video, you can go to iStudy Guides, iStudy Cards, iStudyGuides.com, iStudyGuides.com, iStudyCards.com, anywhere.com. Any is spelled INIWHERE.com. And if you want to download any of my writings, any of my books, including books that I have on prefixes and suffixes, I went through the dictionary and I looked up practically all the prefixes and suffixes. I went through the unabridged, and I went through Oxford and Webster. So you have, it's a pretty good list. I'm not saying it's totally every single solitary, prefix and suffix that we have in the language, but you have the most important, and especially prefixes and suffixes that you use in the area of science, because I also looked up looked at medical dictionaries and law dictionaries. Medical dictionaries, I like them. I like them better than law dictionaries. Law dictionaries tend to be a little bit boring, but I went through them also, and the general dictionaries such as the Oxford and the Webster. Okay, and also you can find books on the body and how different parts of the body, the eye, the nose, the lips, the teeth, the tongue, okay, and everything, how they're used in expressions. Okay, now today, what I would like to talk about, because I've made quite a few videos already, and today what I would like to talk about is how words in a language, that all words in a language aren't equal. There's some words you go into a dictionary, there's only one meaning for that word, okay, and maybe it's only just one line. Others, you can go and you have an entry maybe about this long, but not anything extraordinary, but a little bit longer than maybe a lot of words. Then you have words that'll have page after page after page. And these are the words, I think, if you are a student of language, that you should be especially attentive to. Why does this word have so many pages in the dictionary? Even if you're talking about not an unabridged dictionary, but a short dictionary. Why? One of the words that has a lot of different meanings attached to it, especially when you're talking about expressions, is the verb to have. The verb to get is another one. I've done a video on the verb to get. I've done a video on the verb to be, but the verb to get is another one, in which you will find page after page after page of to have, and then expressions with the same verb. So what I did was, of course, I go through the dictionary and I go and I look at some of the most important expressions with the verb to have. Now, of course, here I can't give you to you all. You can go to iStudyCards.com, iStudyGuides.com, anywhere, INIWHERE.com, and download cards, which, I don't know, I think each set contains about 100 cards. And then there's some sets in which you can get, to be, to have in one set. And maybe it's about, I don't know how many, about 200, 100 cards. Also in the book called Understanding English Metaphorically, English Metaphorically, or Understanding Metaphoric English, there's also a gigantic section on the verb to get, to have, to do, to make. Here I'm just going to give you some expressions with the verb to have, and we're going to look at the expression, if the expression is particular to any particular area of English. If not, I just won't even deal with that, and then the meaning of that expression. For example, now when I look over here, I'm looking at the web page. But here I'm not looking at the web page. I should say what I'm looking at is the card itself, the card that you can download. Okay, so here we go. The verb, the expression is to have a ball. Now, of course, normally when you say to have, you're talking about something that you possess. Okay, something that you possess. For example, you don't use the verb to have like you use the verb to have in either French or in Spanish. In French and Spanish, a lot of times when you use the verb to have, in English you use the verb to be. For example, in French I think is j'ai faim, and in Spanish that is tengo hambre. Okay, and both of them is using the verb Spanish avoir, and in French avoir, and in Spanish tener. In English it's not that. In English it is I am hungry. Okay, or in Spanish you would say tengo 20 años. I have 20 years. In English it's I am 20 years old. Okay, so you have to be careful that in certain Latin-based languages, when you would use the verb to have, we use the verb to be. Now here you have to have a ball. Now I don't mean to possess. I'm talking metaphorically here. I'm not talking about in my hand I have a ball, una pelota. No, that's not it. This is being, all this is metaphoric or figurative English. To have a ball means to have a good time. Okay, that means to have a good time. I had a ball at the party. That means I had a gigantically awful, fantastic time at the party. Okay, it doesn't mean tengo una pelota, unless that's the context, but that's when you're using it literally. Okay, let me see here. To have a belly full. Now your belly is your stomach, and full means full, but to have a belly full. Now it doesn't mean that you are not hungry anymore. I'm speaking metaphorically. To have had enough, to not be able to take anymore. That is, you are up to here. You're not going to take it anymore, no more. Okay, whether that is you're not going to take any more of someone's I don't know, treating you badly, or racism or sexism, but you say ya basta. That's what it means, basta. So I've had a belly full of your complaining. Please shut up. Okay. To have a big head, and once again I'm not talking literally. I don't mean you have a gigantic head, although you may, but to have a big head means to be conceited, to be puffed up, or to be self-worshipping. That means you think you are fantastic. And on the streets they say, or at least they used to say, I don't know if they still say it, well, she thinks she's all that and a bag of chips too. That means she thinks she is all that. Okay, so he has such a big head that I cannot stand to be around him. That means he's very conceited or puffed up. To have a big mouth. Once again, we're not talking about someone whose mouth is gigantic. This is figuratively. To talk too much. To not know how to control one's mouth. You have a big mouth. You need to control it. That means you need to stop talking so much. Okay? Now, it could mean you talk too much even in places where you're not supposed to be talking. Okay? Or it could mean that you give out information that you should not be giving out. Okay? So, here it is when you're giving out. So, to have a big mouth, to be a gossip. That means you're talking about people's business that you should not be doing. Oh my goodness, I'm almost finished. All right, to gossip, or to be a gossip, or someone who likes to talk about others. You have a big mouth. Okay, you are always talking about other people. Okay, time is already up. So I'll come back in the next video, and we'll continue with the verb to have. This is Coralla Ficklin at CorallaFicklin.com.